Thanks, Aaron. Well, no arrests have been made following a melee complete with gunfire that broke out at Los Jarritos Cafe over the weekend here in Rochester. KIMT News 3's Annalise Johnson joins us live from where it happened. Annalise, fill us in.
George, I'm here at the Miracle Mile parking lot. Police say the altercation involving about 50 people happened outside of Los Jarritos Cafe early Sunday morning. And a restaurant employee who I spoke to tells me, who was there when the fight happened, tells me that it broke out in one of the far corners of the parking lot. Numerous emergency vehicles were seen here in the parking lot around 1:45 Sunday morning. The Los Jarritos Cafe employee tells me they stop serving alcohol around 1:30 and start getting people out of the restaurant anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes before 2 a.m. He saw anywhere between 8 and 12 people fighting, but many more people left the parking lot when police came. Police say the fight stemmed from a group of people blocking someone from getting into their vehicle. Los Jarritos had 2 security guards working that night, but the fight was a lot to handle. Staff stayed indoors for their safety. As officers arrived, they heard gunfire and found 2 shell casings. I spoke to Alicia Eichen, co-lead of the local chapter of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America.
We know that long-standing inequities in racial discrimination and inequities in things like healthcare and housing and education funding are all things that have contributed to gun violence in the past. And those things were just enhanced during the pandemic. And so it's not a surprise that we're seeing an increase in violence and in gun violence throughout our cities everywhere.
She tells me it does feel like we are hearing about gun violence more often in Rochester recently, and that statistics show a rise in gun violence nationally.
I also think we're seeing here locally an increase in intervention programs to help combat that, which is really exciting.
If you're concerned about gun violence in Rochester, Eichen says one of the ways you can help is by supporting community-driven prevention programs such as the Community Engagement Response Team, Playground All-Stars, and Barbershop Social Services by giving your time or money. The employee I spoke to tells me he doesn't want this incident to deter people from coming to Los Jarritos Cafe. The staff doesn't want people who are going to be violent from hanging out inside or outside the restaurant. They do intend to ask police if someone could patrol the area around closing time in the future. Live in Rochester, Annalise Johnson, KIMT News 3.
Thank you, Annalise. Worth noting, nobody was seriously hurt, but a handful of people involved in the fight did in fact suffer minor injuries.